Hi, everyone. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, yeah. I'll start like this. By show of hands, how many of you are familiar with Circle? Oh, nice. Oh, okay. How many of you are building with USDC on Stellar? Oh, amazing. Okay, nice, nice. Okay, yeah. So today I'm going to be talking about how Circle's platform enables real-world impact. And just to introduce myself, my name is Blessing Adesiji. I'm a developer relations manager who is focused on the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region at Circle. And what that means is that I do stuff like this, come up here to educate wonderful developers about how they can build on the Circle developer platform and use that to build real-world use cases. And also, I put together tutorials, videos, educational materials, just educating, again, developers. So today, I'm going to be talking about how the Circle's reward enables reward impact. And I'd like to start with this quote that says, adopting blockchain technology is a big opportunity today, and it will be a business imperative tomorrow. And if you think about that, it just shows how useful blockchain is today and how it will be of importance tomorrow. And if there's one thing I want you to go away with after this talk is understanding how the Circle platform empower businesses to do just this, to innovate in new ways with stablecoins and solve important consumer and customer needs all around the globe. And I'm also going to talk about what stablecoins are and why they are so important, if you are not familiar. And before the end of the session, I'll connect that into three important core areas that the Circle platform actually shines in solving real-world use cases. So to start off, if you look at this, you see we're kind of used to the fiat currency, which is the normal currency that we have. And when you combine the stability of the dollar, for example, and you combine that with the efficiency of the blockchain, you get superpower transactions that enables reward use cases. So, and this is, stablecoins are able to power this because if you look at some key important criteria of stablecoins, which I'm just going to briefly talk about, helps us enable this to happen. So stablecoins actually possesses the unit of account characteristics. And what that means is that stablecoins provide a standard measure of value, just like I said, just like the traditional currency that we are all familiar with. So for example, if you look at the US dollar and you look at USDC, that's one-to-one. So the next one is medium of exchange. So stablecoins are widely acceptable for goods and services. So that means I can walk into any store and actually offer stablecoins, USDC, in exchange for particular goods or services. And also, stablecoins enable store of value. I'm sure everyone here, you're familiar with other type of cryptocurrencies, cryptocurrencies assets. Some are not actually like stable, some are actually volatile, but stablecoins maintains purchasing power over time through the stability and thus store of value. So another important characteristics is liquidity. Stablecoin provide the ability to have that easily tradable around the world, thus liquidity. So if I go to the next slide, this slide is actually really, really important if you take a look at this because it shows clearly the picture of where we were before and where we are now with the power of blockchain through stablecoins. So if I start off from the left side, you can see that well, the traditional payments that we're all familiar with, say for example, I want to send money from the United Kingdom to another country, that can take several days, right? With the normal traditional payment that we're all familiar with. Let me give you a personal story of mine. Before I moved to the United Kingdom, back in my own home country, I spent time working as a freelancer. And what that means is that I work with clients around the globe, right? And that means I'm not limited to my confinement alone. I could work with a client in the United States, in the United Kingdom. Geographic limitation really didn't stop me, right? But one thing actually stopped me. Can anyone guess? Yes, getting paid. Getting paid was a struggle, and that was way before I joined Circle. That was way before I started working at Circle. So back home, you might think that, oh, you should have maybe given like a Stripe link or given like another payment, giving them like a bank account. But I didn't have access to get a dollar account. That reduced my ability to get paid by clients around the world. And stablecoin, specifically USDC, opened up the opportunity for me to get paid by working with clients around the world. So I could receive stablecoins for the services that I rendered, and that was actually fast. And that's what stablecoin is doing with blockchain payment, where you can take payment in seconds, and that can settle, that can go on for multiple settlements per day. Another thing I want you to think about is availability. With the traditional payments, the availability is only available for within certain business hours. But with the blockchain payment, stablecoins, that like time doesn't really matter. 24/7, 365 days around the year, you get paid from anywhere around the world. Another one is cost. So getting paid sometimes using the normal traditional payment, cost actually reduces the exact amount that you're supposed to get paid in. But with stablecoin, because of the high cost, or like the low cost that is required to make a transaction happen, you actually get enough value for your money. And also access. I shared my story where I was limited by not getting bank accounts to work with clients around the globe. But with blockchain payments, you have accessible method of getting paid. You are not limited by your geographic confinement. You are able to get paid either in US dollar or in euros. And I'm going to be sharing stories of good real company actually making that happen by building with USDC on Stellar. Another thing I also want to point your attention to is cash flow management. And the last is visibility. So if you move to why stablecoins, USDC, and ERC actually made this happen is because they are held to a high standard. And talking about 3 reasons why they are held to a high standard, the first is they are redeemable. Stablecoins are redeemable because they are backed 100% by cash and cash equivalent assets. And also transparent. Again, you have all the monthly reports being audited by the Big Fours, and you can actually verify which they're also public as well. So the next one is regulated. Regulation is actually really, really important, and stablecoins, USDC, ERC, they are compliant with important regulations. For example, the Maker e-money token license in the European region, and also other important licenses. So you can see that stablecoins are held to a high standard, so they can power real-world use cases when it comes to transacting and sending money around the globe. So how does USDC and ERC stablecoins improve experiences solving real-world use cases? So like I said, these are the 3 core use cases that I will talk about today, and the first one being dollar and euro access. The next one is cross-border payments and also decentralized finance. So if you start with cross-border payment, cross-border payment is actually really, really interesting because, like I said, when I shared my story, the ability not to be able to receive payment working with clients around the world, that's under cross-border payment, right? And the current solution that we're all familiar with, which is the traditional banking system, is through SWIFT, and that could take 3 to 5 days to settle. I've experienced that, like working with different people around the world, and they will tell me that, oh, blessing, your payment will probably take 3 to 5 days to get settled, but with stable coins, that can happen super fast. So the opportunity that we have with cross-border payments is that the market is growing. Like right now, we have 120 trillion annual cross-border payments in volume, and that's growing by 5%, for example, in 2022 alone. So how does stablecoin help us do more cross-border payments? The settlement is fast. You don't have to wait 3 to 5 days for your money to get settled. It actually takes seconds. And also the reach. Blessing back in the home country wasn't limited by the geographic region. With stablecoins, it was able to get paid through expanded reach. So there are no intermediaries. I don't need to get a bank account from a traditional bank. I just get paid easily in stablecoin. And if you look at company that is making that happen right now through reward cases, is ATM. And ATM is building with USDC on Stellar, and ATM solves these use cases really, really well with their digital wallet application that allows for users in 190 countries to send, receive, and save digital dollars. And ATM also has a marketplace for gig economy with thousands of contractors in developing economies. And if you look at the results that they've been able to achieve, it's actually fantastic. They have 35% average savings on cross-border payment alone. And that points back to the characteristics that I talked about, which is the low cost, right? So they've been able to save 35% on that. And they have annual transaction volume of $900 million. And that's being powered by USDC that allows them to be able to deliver low-cost dollar-denominated payouts and enable them to enable recipients to receive money and convert that to their local currency. So another company is Meru. So Meru is part of the USDC grant program recipient, and Meru provides financial services application for different freelancers and remote workers. Think Blessing back in the home country. So if you have a creator who is creating content on YouTube, for example, or TikTok, for example, can get paid with the Meru self-custody dollar account, or someone who is working on Upwork, working with different clients, can get paid with Meru. And they've been able to achieve fantastic results as of July 16th alone. They have $11 million. They've processed that since 2022. They have over 10,000 users on the platform, and they've processed more than 220,000 transactions alone with USDC on Stellar. So this ARF is actually really important if you look at it, because they solve a very important use case within the ecosystem. And the challenge is that as payment begins to grow, as the need for payment begins to grow, more businesses need liquidity to be able to solve for payment in different regions. So ARF provides short-term loan in stablecoins for different businesses that actually needs them, so that you don't have to lock up your funds in, say, a country, so that you'll be able to settle payment in that particular country. With ARF, you are able to leverage USDC with their short-term liquidity, so you can pay partners in real time and avoid the need for pre-funding. And if you think about the problem with pre-funding, is that you usually need large capital. If you are a large business that you need to settle large volumes, you need large capital to be able to settle different payments. And with ARF, you can easily work with USDC to be able to settle payments irregardless of the geographic region that you are working with. And they've been able to achieve fantastic results. They have an annual capital turnover of that has increased by 50 times, and also $1.4 billion transaction USDC-based liquidity volume generated in the first year alone. So this is another use case that I also like to talk about, which is dollar and euro access. So if you look at the current solution, what dollar and euro access actually means right now is that the fact that I'm not in a country that gives me easy access to dollar, I can still have access to dollar or euro. Back in my home country, working with stablecoins, I can have access to dollar, or working with ERC, I can have access to the euro, and that gives a lot of opportunities. For example, financial inclusion. Many people in developing countries or developing economies, they lack access to the traditional banking services. Again, think Blessing back in his home country without the bank account, giving him the inability to work with clients around the world. So stablecoins provide a digital alternative for saving and transacting. So I can actually hold the US dollar by holding USDC, or I can actually hold ERC, but I can actually hold euro by holding ERC. And we see so many people leveraging this to save, to do a lot of payouts for their families back in their home country. And that leads to the next opportunity, financial opportunity. So we have a Seku Alliance program at Seku, and a fantastic builder that we want to showcase is Meru Exchange. Meru Exchange provide access to different financial opportunities using their products, and consumers can actually save and hold USDC and ERC. So GCAF is also another great example. Let me actually move to Meru Exchange. Yes. So Meru Exchange addresses the lack of accessible financial services and cross-border payment solutions in Latin America, particularly for the unbanked or underbanked individuals in their region. And they do this by building with USDC on Stellar. So the last use case that I would like to spotlight, or the last solution area that I would like to talk about, is crypto markets. So crypto markets, the current solution is that consumer needs to set up accounts with crypto exchanges to gain access and pay for exchanges to convert their money within their region. So they can easily work with stable coins, and stable coins allow the users to exchange their cash balances for stable coins directly within their application. So my goal today is that I really wanted to just inspire us, share the possibilities of USDC and ERC and stablecoins. And I want you to remember that we are all builders here, and at the heart of every line of code lies the potential to change the world. I want to motivate us or inspire us to innovate with passion and build solutions that inspire the future. Thank you, everyone. So I'll pause 5 minutes for questions. Yes. Any question? Okay, let's start with him. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think ERC is growing, right? And also with the regulations that have just been announced, we see great potential with ERC's growth, and also we have amazing builders building with ERC. So yes, I see ERC growing as well, just like USDC. Thank you for that question. If you look at blockchain technology as a technology, right, it solves these use cases in those emerging markets. Like I said, if you look at my story, I didn't have access to a bank account, but with stable coins, I can get paid irrespective of where I am working with clients around the world. So the technology itself solves this problem for emerging markets, and we see great, fantastic solutions coming out of those markets, solving their immediate needs with stable coins, USDC and ERC. Yes. 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 Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if I go back to this slide, Meru Exchange, the power of, oh, sorry, 1 second. Meru, actually. Yes, Meru. Meru, they are part of the USDC grant program recipient. So we've actually closed for this year's program, the 2024 USDC grant program. But Meru, they are part of that program, and they got opportunity to be a part of the ecosystem, to have more funding, to build and solve their use cases within their market. So this is an example of support that builders can get from Seku solving their immediate program. Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, so I think we're seeing more builders actually build with in those USDC in those region, and what we can do is offer more support in terms of USDC access, in terms of grant programs, just giving builders more support to be able to build efficiently with USDC in those regions. So that's what we're doing to help them actually build. And like I said, Meru is an example of a fantastic solution building with self-custodial dollar accounts in Latin America. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, thank you, everyone.